All right, so we are here at the Dollar General at the Pennsylvania location. Real quick, you can scroll around any direction that you want. It's a new 360 tour that I want as a summary. Starting back by the garbage corral, we got one gate here that does not swing open. I'm sorry, it swings open, but it's locked open. It's actually bent there at the bar, so it's permanently locked in. This here actually swings just fine. Overall, the garbage corral looks pretty good. Walking towards the building, is that we have the sidewalk that's actually pitched away from the building, but also creates a trip hazard. As we're walking through, you can see that the expansion joints between the building itself and the slab and the sidewalk here is open for any water penetration in. In the meantime, we have a water spout here that is completely loose and it's separated from the building. It should be pushed back in, should be secured, and then recaulked. Overall, the pitch of the parking lot looks pretty good. We do have a high pitch over here coming in, but you can see the water line coming straight out towards the grass line as it's eroding the grass line going in towards the main road. Again, a significant trip hazard coming from here. We had a young lady that had a bike right here parked as she walked in, and as she was talking to her boyfriend, she did actually trip over this curb here getting to her bike. Walking up towards your well looks pretty good. The well cap, the surrounding area looks pretty good. Everything's secured. It's about at this point, this is all I can do for the well inspection for the exterior until I get inside the building. You can see the grading pitch is going towards the building at some degree, but there's a water line and there's a crack all the way in the center right down there. That's where the water is actually sloped towards, and then the building itself is sloped towards that same spot that is going towards the road. The light here had a junction box in the bottom that was loose. I put that in place so the conductors aren't exposed. Walking on this side of the building here, there's a GFIC on the other side of the Dollar General that is defective. Behind the ice maker there's another one, but I can't test it. This facility here does have a septic tank. I'm not He-Man, but trying to pull these off with something else. This was cracked as I came here, and it's not exactly defective, but like I said, they're pretty heavy. So whoever was cleaning out the tanks probably put it down too hard and it cracked. Looking inside here, you'll see in the inspection, it looks like it's just been recently pumped out. Scum level and everything else is pretty low. We do have some grading from the construction of the building itself pushed up over. So we have the grading coming towards the building. The building itself comes here, and you can see the water line coming all the way around the exterior of the building. Gutters are full. They're full of debris. But we should have these gutters be pitched away a little bit further from the building. This is probably the best one out of all 6 that I've seen so far. But as we go down towards the building on the back side, it progressively gets worse. But I don't see any significant slab cracking that's cause for alarm. Overall, the exterior siding looks pretty good. I mean, we got some cosmetic dents here and there. and it gets worse. And then over here, it's actually penetrating underneath the slab of that sidewalk that's pitched, and that gets pretty bad. I hate seeing this. Most of the electrical guys that I've talked to and been out in the field with, they would say it's improper, because this right here is just foam. I get it, that they're trying to prevent cold air from coming into the building, but from all methods that I've seen, this is like maybe 1 out of 20 that they actually foam it. Me personally, owning the building, I would strip it all out, caulk it, and do it right. They even foamed behind the panels here. So your Grisham channel, I did open up the cover here, looked at your electrical, looked at your valves coming up and through the building. It looks pretty good. Normally what I see in colder weather climates is that they have, because this is PVC, they have it flashed on the bottom, so when the ground expands during the cold seasons, it doesn't crack this. So, I mean, it's not rare that I see this, but in most cases I see it being copper, not PVC. And then this right here is the glass drainage that's actually penetrating inward instead of outward. So if we could, we'd probably get some gutter extensions and push this out away from the building. Going up on the roof, so you have 4 RTU units up here. They're all York. Label plates on these units are pretty hard to read. The last one there, I can't even read it at all. But as I tear the units apart, I noticed that it looked like a lot of the inward components are relatively new. So they probably had some maintenance done a couple years ago where they replaced some of the inwards. Instead of it replacing the whole entire unit like a lot of people do, they replaced the main components inside. It looks like the units components inside, all of them are relatively new. So I'll take the data from what I got to see what the age is. These units are old, but everything running inside these units appear to be okay. Now the roof itself, at one time I assumed there was probably leaks, because every single one of them have, I would say, probably about 3-year-old hard caulk going over the sanding seam. You got a condensation line in every single one of them that should actually run towards your gutters, the whole entire line. It's not, but and the reason why too is that you don't, I mean, just because it's metal, it will rust, and we are still part of the Salt Belt here in Pennsylvania, because we do get snow here. And over time, I would say probably within a decade, this is probably going to have to be replaced. Simple fix is a $10 piece of PVC and a coupler and run it straight down. So we got, I believe it's about 22 feet coming from the wall here, coming down to the other seam, to the extension seam going towards your rear gutters. This whole seam all the way down has caulk that's completely deteriorated. I would leave it as is until there's a leak, and then if there is a leak in the seam, I would just replace it all at that point. Right now, if it doesn't leak, I would leave it. I try to stand on the seams a little bit because it gets pretty loud inside when I'm walking up here. So we do have some ponding water on the flashing up on top here. most likely won't have any penetration inside the building, but over time that's going to may cause an issue. We do have a lot of debris up here from the trees and the wind blowing. It should be removed because over time, now that we're midsummer, when snow comes, it is going to push it down, and it might actually stop the condensation line into the back. No real fix because we have trees around. It's going to be a yearly maintenance thing. A lot of times if you pay the HVAC guy a few extra dollars to clean up the debris, they'll just do it. We do have exposed conductors on what used to be an old light pole. This should actually be flashing cap just like you see here to there, and recap it. Moving towards your rear gutters, they are pretty clogged all the way down. Going back to your RTU, all the GFICs on the units are defective. This is the only unit that has a dirty filter. The other three are pretty clean. But like I said, the components inside look relatively new. Again, a defective condensation line. It is ponding in this area. I would fix it. Inside the building, it must be just rattling with me walking up here. Then as we walk towards the edge, I don't know if you can see it as well as I can, but this is pretty well clogged. So we need a lot of rain in order for these gutters to actually work properly. I would get this cleaned out. And again, this would be a yearly maintenance thing, where once a year, preferably before winter, probably during the fall time, to get this all cleaned out. Otherwise, what's going to happen is that snow and ice is going to build up in there. You can see some of the extensions are starting to bend a little bit, so I'm just assuming that there's a lot of snow and weight on this rear gutter of the building here. But be considering under the policy of the Dollar Generals, I can't take you in the inside of the building, so I'm going to complete the summary just for the exterior. Thank you.